Welcome to another guide too, with me, MrSealyp. The Fendt 1050 Vario, or Vario, depending on how you want to say it. This is a new mod to console by Ahran Modding, or Ahran Modding, model by TechMod. This is one that I saw a while back on PC. I don't know if it's this particular mod, but I've seen the 1050 mod on PC, and now it's out on console. This is a planet puller. This is an awesome machine, and this mod is pretty impressive, I have to say. There are a lot of options available and some very nice touches on this. As you can see, there's some different colours around behind there. We're going to get onto that and look at those in a moment, but before we do, we're going to whiz in and we're going to have a quick look at the options available on this mod out today. So if I go into the store and go to tractors and I go along until I get to my modded one, this is the 1050 Vario. Now interestingly, bearing in mind this is a 1050, this is the big boy, or the 1050, they sometimes refer to as the 1000 series. There's obviously the 900s, 800s and so on, but I've 1050, whatever you want to call it. It's only 289,000 in store, and that comes standard as a 476 horsepower tractor. That's not a bad price, I have to say, for that size engine. If you're interested in the slot count though, wait for it, 39 slots this takes. You'll see why it takes 39 slots in a minute, but it does take 39 slots. So if you're worried about your slot count, that's a big chunk to be using, but it's a big chunk of tractor. So let's have a quick look in here at the options available, and there are a few. We start off with the 1038 Vario, which is 396 horsepower. I take back what I said, that wasn't the standard one. 396 horsepower, which is pretty good, just a touch under 400. Then you've got the 1046, which is the 476 horsepower, and then you've got the 1050, which is 517 horsepower. That's up there with the big boys. That's a big, I mean, that's a massive engine size. A lot of horsepower in that. So those are three engine options available. The prices obviously differ greatly, from 289,000 for the 1046, 324, for the 1050, 338. But even saying that, that's 517 horsepower. That's still cheaper than a standard quad track, and I think the T9 and a few of the other ones in game. That's not a bad price. So then we come into colour options, and main colour we can choose between the standard, more modern Fendt green, the slightly older, kind of more matte, flatter green, black, red, a kind of turquoisey, almost like a farm tech, that kind of greeny blue. And then white are your options you can have for your main colour of your tractor. Wheel setup, we've got standard, wheel weights, wide tyres, Trelleborg Vario grip, and we'll have a look at that in a moment as well, and rear twin wheels. Rim colours, we've got a choice of red, a silver, a beige kind of colour, and again that's going to come into play in a minute, and then the white one. Then we've got design colour, front grid grey, front grid silver. And then we've got design, default, or Blunk Jogi 299. That bit is the bit I may need a bit of assistance with, and I'll explain that as well in a moment. So if we come back out, we'll have a look at the options we've kind of got. Right, well, this is the 1050. I say standard, 517 horsepower. This one, I think I went for standard tyres on this one, and the front is the grey, not the silver. So as you can see, you've got this grey grille on the front, not the silver. This is a beast. I mean, it is huge. Size of this thing is absolutely massive. Details are very good on it. As you get a little bit closer, I found over the back fenders, wheel arches, whatever you want to call them, it looks a little bit flat. It's just it's a minor thing, and it looks quite narrow, but it is a very tall tractor. There's a lot going on here. Details and 3-point linkage, very, very nice. Tyres are standard. I mean, it's huge to get up to, but something to point out, something of note. If you look, when you look into the cab here, the steering wheel is sitting upright and flat. There are some very nice touches when we get into the cab, which we're going to have a look at. Actually, we'll have a look at on this one. I think is standard. So if I just go ahead and jump in it, and you can see now the steering wheel is down and into the driver's hand. If I go into in-cab and then jump out again, I'll show you what I mean. So at the moment it's upright. If I jump in, steering wheel comes down into place like they would do on a tractor. Nice animation, nice touch, and something I don't think I've come across on a console tractor yet. The steering wheel moving up and down. That's a nice feature. Let's start it up. So you get the lights come on just around the edges of the display inside the steering wheel. I'll zoom in on that. Turn the engine off. Turn it back on again, and you can see. Awesome. If I turn the lights on, actually I'm going to turn slightly sideways for this because you're going to want to see this like a Christmas tree. Turn the lights on. Very nice indeed. If I look around at the dashboard now, the main sort of dashboard, if I go onto main beam, or lights, side lights, then the main beam lights, see all these extra ones coming on, and then off again. If I go indicators, that comes up on the dash, and indicators the other way on the dash. Very nice indeed. I like that a lot. Now what you've also got are some very nice features. If I go L1, R1 and X, I think it is, L1, R1 and X, we have our rear driving position. The good thing this is that the controls go around with you. So if I do now R1 to drive forward, it drives forward. So it's not like you've got to do reverse to go, if you know what I mean. It kind of just alters the driving for what you need. If I look around behind, you'll see. So, nice touch indeed. I'm liking this. I'm liking it a lot. So L1, R1, X, folds back, spins round, and back into position again. Very, very nice. If we go to the outside view, we'll have a quick look as well. We've got, I need to get this right, I think it's L1. If I go up, there we go, bonnet opens and closes. There's a little bit of vibration on that, I found on my PlayStation. Anyway, as you go up, you see, notice that it kind of shimmers. If you do it quickly, it's not too bad, you don't kind of notice. If you slow it down, especially when you get closer to closing it, you get a little bit of vibration there, but that's nice. I haven't come across that before. And if I go to the back and we go side to side, we can open and close the rear window. So some nice animations on that. The turning of the whole steering, assembly and seats, opening rear window, and opening and closing front bonnet. Now, with the engine running, if we look around in here, fans going at the front. I'll turn the lights off so you can see. Fans going at the front, turn the engine off. Now I'm assuming this is why this comes in at 39 slots. There's a lot going on here. If I close the bonnet down. So that puts it away. Now, with the engine turned on, you've got these little lights that come on automatically before I even do anything else with lights. Almost like a little set of side lights that come on. When I put the lights on, and then onto the main beams, so you got on, you got your rear lights, and then you've got your full main beam, the whole shebang going on there. Very nice indeed. Turn those off. We've got beacons on the top, and obviously then the indicators left and indicators right, and turned off. Turn those beacons off. Horns quite meaty, like that. And driving, it's a nice looking tractor. It's a good mod. I like the rear window option. I like the bonnet opening, closing. It's nice, and this is a big tractor. I mean, a properly big tractor. Go over the curbs and see what we're looking at. It's good. It's nice. I like that. So we'll close that down. and we'll have a look at some of the options, the other options that are available. Now I've gone for the red in this, and this has gone with the silver rather than the grey front, which is a little bit lighter, as you can see. I went with the slightly... Did I go with the white ones on this? Yeah, I did. I went with the white rims on this one, and I think I went with standard tyres on this one too. But just to show you what it looks like with the different colour schemes available. When you go for the silver, well, silver wasn't it? Let me just double check. I don't want to get it wrong. Front grid grey, front grid silver. Yeah. When you go for the silver here, it puts silver around the stack up the top there. I don't think it's on that one. Yeah, you've got grey and grey, so it puts the silver up here as well, which is quite nice. All the same options are available, bonnet opens and everything else. It's just the colour that's changed, and the tyres. That's a 1050 as well. I think this one I went with a 1038. Yeah, that's a 1038, so that's a slightly smaller engine size, 396 horsepower. But where it said about Vario grip for the tyres, the Trelleborg Vario grip was one of the options available. And this is what they look like. I'm going to pull this forward so we can see a little bit better in the light. And this is Fendt's Vario grip system, along with Trelleborg. And what it does is very, very clever, the Vario grip. Now obviously it doesn't work in this mod in the game, but what it does in the real world is it can adjust the tyre pressures on the fly. It's done from the console at the top on the computer screen, and you've got a bit of software in there. And what this does is you can adjust those tyre pressures for field work, for road work, for towing trailers and various different things, which can improve your fuel economy. It can improve traction, it can reduce compaction, a whole range of different things. Whilst it doesn't do anything particularly in game, that's what they actually look like. It's a nice touch to have on there. And I think on the tyres, does it say high power on these ones? Yeah, there you go. Trelleborg TM1000 high powers. So this is the sort of special, is it a special tread pattern? I'm not too sure on the actual tyre itself, but that's what the Vario grip means for the Trelleborg. So your tyres will look like, or your wheels will look like that when they come out. The third option I've got over here then is the Fendt 1046. That one I've gone for I think the silver again on this one. Yeah, silver on that one, and kind of silvery rims as well with the black colour. Now this one says Jogi or Joggy 299, and that was one of the options that it gave you for sort of design. Now the only thing I can find where I saw this on it, and I could be wrong. If I'm wrong, tell me. If I'm right, tell me. It was tractor pulling, and it was where the tractors pull along a distance with a sled on the back. The weight shifts, and they see how far they can go pulling the weight on the back. I assume that's something to do with the tractor pulling, because I found a couple of videos, and one had Joggy or Jogi 243, one had something on, and I don't know if that's the number the tractor's given in that tractor pulling competition. I'm not 100% certain, but this goes with the Blunk pack that comes with it. If we look in here, I know it all sounds a bit peculiar at the moment, bear with me. It says Blunk Joggy 299. Now Blunk are an agricultural company, and they do forestry, agriculture, slurry, various different things. They're quite a big company, and one of the things they operate a lot of Fendts, a lot of Krone equipment and various things like that. But one of their kind of, I think, trademarks, if you want to call it that, is under rim colour. Their rims are a cream colour, and the video I found was of a Blunk Fendt, and it had Joggy, I'm sure it's a 243 or something on it, and it was at a tractor pulling competition, and it was honking up the strip, pulling this great big sled behind it with the weight shifting. That's the only thing I could find. There's a little bit about Blunk as a company, but the Jogi 299, I'm assuming that's what it is. I could be wrong, and if I am, please tell me. Just let me know what it actually means, but as far as I can gather, that's what it stands for. The tractors themselves drive exactly the same, sound exactly the same. Very, very nice. But what I wanted to show you was this. If I jump in that one, you see, actually, I want to jump in and watch the steering wheel. I need to get closer, don't I? Let's do it again. Steering wheel locks into position. And let's drive around here. Now what I have done is got the other in-game Fendts that are available. I've got the Fendt 9 series, I've got the Fendt 7 series and the Fendt 3 series to give you some idea of the size of the 1050. And it is an absolute brute. I have to say though, the turning circle's not phenomenal, but it's not bad. So let's pull it in between the 3 and the 7. It makes the 3 look just tiny, like a little go-kart. But even next to the 7, it's still a big old brute. It's a big machine. And then let's go and stick it next to the 9. I mean, the 939, if you get that one, 390 horsepower, that's a big tractor. This one comes standard 396. So you put it up next to the 939 or the 9 series, it is huge. A big tractor. So what I have done is I've got one in the field, and I think I did it. One of the other options available for your wheels was twin rears. So we'll just go over there and have a quick look. And here we are. Now I did this with the Blunk sort of cream colour to it. I put twins on the back, and this is what I was going to say. This is why this is a planet puller. This is an absolute monster. Now this is the 1050, so it's 517 horsepower. That's what it's saying it's rated as. And I've put the twins on the back. And I've got from the Big Bud pack the SPSL 9, is it? I think it is. The SPSL 9 plough, which is the 10.5 metre one from the Big Bud pack. Now this says it's rated at 550 horsepower is the requirement it needs to be pulling. So what I'm going to do, and this is the other fantastic thing, if I set a worker in this now, watch what happens to the character inside. Let's get as close as we can. It switches to like a, I assume like a, say a German farmer. I wouldn't say it's necessarily a German farmer. It's got a nice little hat and waistcoat and stuff on. I've never noticed that before. You normally get baseball caps and things. But anyway, this is pulling this plough, no problem. Now don't get me wrong, this is on the flat. It's a flat field, there's not much else going on. It's not hilly, it's not undulating, it's not too much of a problem. But considering the plough says it requires 550 and the 1050 in game now is 517 horsepower, that's pulling that. That's doing a good job. And this is not mega expensive to buy. Even with all the bells and whistles, it's not bad at all. I like the look of that with the twins on the back. That's doing some serious work. But anyway, that's pretty much it. I'm trying to think. I'm hoping there's nothing I missed. I did the rear window. I did the bonnet. That's not enjoying that. Turn around with those twins on. That's it doing some work in operation. I think that's pretty much everything. It's a nice mod. It's good. It looks good. Runs well. The green is slightly out, slightly different to the ones that are already in game, but I think Fendt and Challenger have done a kind of, they've joined forces. A lot of the Challengers now are Fendt bodies, or the other way around, the Fendts are Challenger bodies. They're still in their own colours, but the vehicles themselves are pretty much identical, I think. And I think the new Fendt green is a little bit lighter than the one that was out before. Again, that might be a tiny little difference, a little discrepancy, but that's what I've gathered so far. So this is the mod from Ahran Modding, the model by TechMod, the Fendt 1050 Vario, however you want to say it, new out to console today. It's a beast. It's pretty awesome, I have to say, with a ton of options available on it. It looks good, runs well. I like it. Yeah. So that's it from me. I hope you found this guide too useful, informative in some way, shape or form, if only just to get a look at the tractors and see what's available. There are other colour options available, there are wide tyres available, there are wheel weights available, there's various different things. But if you have found this useful, informative, give us a like. If you don't subscribe yet, please do. If you want to leave a comment, feel free, and if you want to share this video, then please be my guest. Whatever you should choose to do. Thanks for watching.